the option. Let me do it. Not a-
Oh, there
Oh,
we
you
go.
got it. Got it.
I
Okay.
got it right.
There you go.
So welcome everyone to another Journal Club. We have a very interesting topic today. It's slightly off metabolomics, but still important in our field. I just want to introduce our speaker. So Melize Meyer, I call her Melize, but I think it's pronounced Melize. Um, she's my master's student at Biochemistry at Northwest University. And she is looking at the sublethal neurotoxic levels of quinolinic acid on polarized microglial cells. So those are brain cells. So she's doing a cell culture study and looking at metabolism of quinolinic acid. So a very targeted study. We're looking forward to her results. But one of her interests is in the field of AI, and she said that over the past year and a half, she's been keeping up with the AI developments, and she wants to see how it can be used to improve some research practices. So these tools, just a disclaimer to everyone, these are tools, don't become reliant upon them. They can be used to help you, same as in Word, you have a spell check. So these tools can help with research and writing processes, but not to take over the processes completely. Um, so she's going to just introduce a few AI tools for research and show some examples of how they work. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Melise, and take it away.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for all for coming. Yeah, so today I'm going to talk about AI in research. And just to give a brief history and background on like the whole artificial intelligence, like how it started and everything. It was founded in 1956 in a workshop in a garage, I think. People started, but there were much limited funding in regards to developing it and everything. And then some major advances came in the 1980s when Britain and America started pouring funds into getting AI off of the ground. But I think all of us here know AI more for like ChatGPT and those type of things. And the how that started is quite interesting. The company OpenAI was founded in 2016 and or 2017, like I think at the end of 2016, start of 2017. And that really started the whole AI race, as they like to call it. And this is known as the AI boom or the AI spring. So yeah, in the 1950s, when AI didn't really develop, that was also called the AI winter. So that's interesting terms. But yeah, so basically, I think that like AI really became popular in the 2020-ish with COVID, like just after in the middle of COVID, just after COVID, with developments in ChatGPT. And the reason why so many AI platforms have been given so much attention and is so good is also because a term called machine learning was applied to these. And machine learning in like summary is just like the AI being able to take your answers or feedback from you and improve itself. So that's quite interesting. I just have a quick short video that I would like to show you. Give me 1 second. I have two different slides, it seems like. Let me just close everything. So the most recent big development in AI is also like this video. It's quite interesting. So again, OpenAI, the company that started like everything. Oh, sorry. Never mind. I just wanted to make it a bit bigger, but
The sound is not working.
no sound. Okay. I have the YouTube link here. Let me just quickly, I think I can just if I change my screen settings.
Step into Wix Studio, the web creation platform built for agents.
Share. There you go. I think that should, after all of the ads, it should play. Sorry. Still nothing.
Figure one. What do you see right now?
Oh, that's better. Can you turn the volume up a bit?
Great. Can I have something to eat? Sure thing. Great. Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
Great. So based on the scene right now, where do you think the dishes in front of you go next?
The dishes on the table, like that plate and cup, are likely to go into the drying rack next.
Great. Can you put them there?
Of course.
All right. So how do you think you did?
I think I did pretty well. The apple found its new owner, the trash is gone, and the tableware is right where it belongs.
I agree. Thanks, figure one.
You're welcome. If there's anything else you need help with, just let me know.
Okay, so yeah, basically in summary, this is the direction where AI is moving. And I think it's pretty cool. I think that we are going to see a lot of developments in the next couple of years in terms of like advanced AI. Again, that applies machine learning to be able to just improve all in all. And I think something that's also interesting from that video that I just showed you guys is, I don't know if you picked it up, but the robot actually had like hesitation. Before he answered, he he used stuff like and he also tried to use a less informal language. And I think the reason why they are implementing that is so that the AI is less scary as well. Because yeah, I think a lot of people, from the beginning of the 2000s with iRobot and everything, people are scared of AI, but I think that it's going to be very interesting where it's going, and I am really looking forward to it. But yeah, to take us back to a much less advanced version of AI, AI does have its pros and cons. It can be applied in various fields and models. And it aims to automate a lot of time-consuming processes. So a lot of people can use it to write for their businesses, to write posts, social media posts, or like there's language models, and then there's a bunch of different, there's academic models, which I will be focusing on today, stuff like that. It can be applied in so many things, and I think OpenAI just makes it possible for you to just apply it how you want it to. A lot of teachers use it in their classrooms as well, and yeah, I think keeping up with it is definitely the way to go. But yeah, cons that I've found, AI uses overly formal language a lot of the time. So you will ask it a prompt and it will give you an answer that you can immediately see a person wouldn't have been able, or like, not that they wouldn't have, but that's not how a person, a human, will be able to answer so fast. And then academic AI uses less content-dependent references in comparison to human researchers. So what is meant by that is just if you ask an AI, write an introduction for me, then it won't be able to reference as many papers and stuff for it doesn't place references as good as a human researcher would. I have a couple of references. One of them is this article. It's quite interesting. It's a good read. I have referenced it in the slides if you guys want to check it out. And then another article that I found interesting is about linguistics and how linguists have been tasked to try and see which text is written by humans and which text is written by AI. And at the moment, they can tell which reference or like text is written by AI, but they say it's becoming more and more difficult to distinguish between the two. So again, that is machine learning being applied, and yeah, I think it's very, very interesting. But as for the academic models, which we will now be focusing on, I just want to give a big disclaimer. I think that it's very important to you, or like it's beneficial to use these AI to help you, but you should not be reliant on them. An example is of of this article. If you can see there, it's first sentence is certainly, oh, sorry, let me just certainly there is here's a possible introduction for your topic. So this entire introduction was written by ChatGPT, and they didn't even bother to actually take out all of the incriminating evidence, and this was published in Elsevier. So yeah, I think that this is a very big problem for the editors and also the authors. Like I said, you should not be absolutely just reliant on AI. You should use it as a helping mechanism, but you should not rely on it. And then also, this is just another photo that I found. My advisor asking me why my literature review starts with as an AI language model. So don't let this happen to you. I think personally, in my opinion, that if you blatantly copy and paste from an AI model, it's basically the same as plagiarism, and I think that that's also how it should be treated. Okay, but disclaimer over. Now I will be talking about some AI research AI models. So Evernote and Kahubi, in the past, these were two different websites, but since I have done this presentation last year till now, they have merged. So basically, it's just a website for you to be able to take notes and analyze your data and stuff like that. It's quite interesting. I will just quickly show you. For the purpose of this video, I will be using Prof. Shane's newly published article, and then also one of my most used quinolonic acid articles that I use on a daily basis to reference. So basically, you can take notes as you go along. You can take notes at the side here. You can also highlight on all of the papers. You can also just take notes as you go along, and I think it's pretty cool. It also has an AI feature where you can ask it to summarize, to rewrite, to explain, to proofread, but this article is too big for it to be able to do this, but I think that's a very cool feature. If you just want a summary of your articles that you are using for your lit review or whatever, then you can just ask it to summarize, and then you can have all of your articles in one space, because you can also start collections. Then this is now under your lit review collection, and it's all summarized. Then you can just quickly read through it if you ever need to go back to your references. Okay, so the next one is Cite AI. So yeah, this one is a paid platform. The rest are all free. But basically I'll just explain quickly what it does. I think it can link a lot of articles. It can link exactly where one article has cited another one. They can find, or at least relate the conclusions of the article, see if it's contradicting each other, see if it's consistent throughout all of the articles. It also has a language model, which is basically like ChatGPT. So you can ask him, like, you can ask it like how to write you, like help you paraphrase something, help you write something. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Like I said, it is a paid platform, which yeah, I'm I'm not gonna pay for this right now, but I think I checked earlier, it's like 180 Rand a month or something. Yeah, it can also do reference checks and everything, but also a lot of the other things that I will show you can also do this for free. So yeah, Elicit is next. Elicit is a way for you to analyze a bunch of papers very fast. And what is also super cool about it, I just quickly want to go back to my Avid note. I just wrote something here. So yeah, this is the research aim of this article of Prof. Shane's, was to identify the metabolites in urine, etc., etc., etc. So I will just ask it that, and it will be able to give me some just an answer. There's Prof. Mason as well. So it will just give you a summary of like the top 4 papers related to your research question. So that's quite cool. And then afterwards, it will give you the top couple of papers, and then you can read. And then what's also very nice about it is you can like add columns here at the side for the main findings of all of these papers, and then it'll create or like summarize the main findings of these papers as well. So it's a way for you to just be able to go through basically 10 papers in 10 minutes to just quickly summarize between them. And then if you see this one will be able to give you more answers on whatever you're looking for, then you can read it more in depth. But yeah, this is just a fast way to go through a lot of information. And then next is lit maps. So lit maps and Research Rabbit, the next one, they are quite similar. In my personal opinion, I like Research Rabbit more, but lit maps is also very cool. So yeah, this is the quinolonic acid article that I use a lot. As you can see, it is there in the middle. All of the blue lines connecting it is what they have what other people have referenced or they have referenced themselves. So these are directly linked to the main article that you are putting in. And then all of the other ones are in some other way connected to the main article. So it's a good way to find maybe just other references as well outside of the article that you are reading that it still has to like a lot to do with your main topic. This is actually one of the other big articles that I always use, and like you can see, it is connected in some far off way. It is connected to this one as well. So it's good to also just see if you are keeping track. And then also I think that there's also how bigger the circle is how more closely related it is, and then it is also on a timeline. So most recent articles will be here, and yeah, the older ones would be on the left side, the most recent ones on the right side, and then if the circle is bigger, then that relates to your topic more. So it's also just a fast visual characterization of which articles you should be focusing on, which, yeah, all of these look very familiar to me. Okay, so next is Research Rabbit. So basically, in essence, it's Spotify for papers. Like Spotify, where Spotify would recommend you some songs and stuff, that it will do the same if you use it regularly. So basically, Research Rabbit, I am so this is Prof. Shane's article. At the moment, there isn't like a lot of information or stuff that you can do on Research Rabbit with it, because I think it's because it's so newly published. I think it was published in this month. So I will just be using my two quinolonic acid articles. Then you can ask Research Rabbit to get you some similar work. Then it'll be able to also make a map for you. It'll link the two articles in some way, shape, or form. You can then go, let's say I want to, this article is interesting to me, or like it's something that is linked by both of them, then you can be able to go to their references, you can go to the authors, you can go to the linked content and everything. So it's also an easy way to visualize how some articles are connected to each other, which I think is super cool. And then also you can put it on a timeline as well. So yeah, the 1950s back over here, and then the 2017 most recent one connecting to these two is up here. You can also do it by first author or last author, and yeah, it's interesting. You can at any stage go to another paper, you can read the summary or the abstract of it, you can add it to the collection that you are working on for ease of access for later. And yeah, there's just very cool stuff. You can go to the earlier work of the writers and the later work that they have done. And yeah, it's like I said, this and litmaps is very very so much similar, but it does I think this is an easier way to keep track of everything, is to use Research Rabbit. And then there's also just a lot of information that you, or like stuff that you can do with this. So yeah, Research Rabbit and Elicit, I think, is definitely two of the things that you guys should be using if you are doing like any type of any type of literature review or introduction, stuff like that. And then Writeful is the next one. Writeful is basically Grammarly, but for researchers. It's it makes the suggested edits are a little bit more like academic in nature than like what Grammarly will be able to give you. And then also I'm just quickly gonna copy and paste I know I just talked about plagiarism, but like okay, so Writeful will be able to check your paragraph and then give you suggestions. Oh wait, let me just change my screen again. There you go. Writeful will be able to give you suggestions on how to rewrite certain things, and you can accept or dismiss any of them. I think Writeful is a paid program, but if you are part of like most universities, I think have it for have licenses for it, so you can just contact your university. I know for a fact that Northwest University does have a license for it, so we can use it for free. And yeah, it will help you just to rewrite and paraphrase a little bit better. And then also it can generate titles for you, and then also it has a paraphraser where you can put in a sentence and tell it how much you would want to change the sentence. So the only thing that I use this on a daily basis. So the only thing that I can say is you just really need to look through the suggested edits because sometimes it will completely change the context of a sentence. So just because it is a suggested edit does not mean necessarily it's the best edit. But yeah, so but it's very helpful, especially if English is not your first language. It will help you with like grammar and everything, and then also be able to rewrite your sentences in a little bit of a more academic way, or academic language, let's say. So Writeful is super useful. I would definitely recommend, if you or your institution have a license for it, I would definitely recommend using it. Okay, then just we are moving on to to the smaller things now. I have a couple of extensions that I use for Chrome, just for Chrome to be it's libkey nomad and then unpaywall. I have put the extension links for both of them. But basically what it does is with libkey nomad, you can link your institution page with it, and then it just makes it easier for you to download the article. So you don't have to then go through the NWU library service and then log in there and then download the article. You can just link it to your libkey, and then from here, from libkey, you can download the article, which is pretty cool. And then unpaywall is this one at the side. So this is an open access article, but if it wasn't, so on paywall, you can just click the little lock and it'll take you to a page where you can download the article. But yeah, sometimes it'll just much easier show you if it is a open access article or not, because sometimes it's quite confusing, but also sometimes the articles are published in journals or different journals, and then there is maybe somewhere an open access version of the article, and then this will just take you to that journal. So it's quite nice. I use both of them a lot if I need to download any articles. And then just for interest's sake, if you ever use ChatGPT, you can use, I have an extension for it here at the side as well. You can use just the normal ChatGPT from OpenAI, but you can also use Bing Chat from Microsoft Edge, because Bing Chat uses ChatGPT 4.0, and the normal ChatGPT, what you can use on Chrome and stuff, uses ChatGPT 3.5, I think. So it's a much better version of ChatGPT on Microsoft Edge than it is on Chrome and the rest of them. Then I just have a little picture summarizing like basically everything I said. This is a nice thing to just go back to. There is a couple of different or other things as well. Obviously, everybody that's in science know BioRender. Canva is where I made this presentation. Draw.io, I think you can use to just draw chemical structures and stuff like that. And then yeah, citations, grammar, grammar and paraphrasing. I would definitely add rightful to it as well. Writing assistance is your ChatGPT and stuff. Illicit connected papers and lit maps and Research Rabbit is basically the same thing. And then productivity, I just quickly want to show the POMO focus. It's just literally a timer of 25 minutes, and then you have a short break of 5 minutes after the 25 minutes. And it uses the Pomodoro technique, which is psychologically proven to have the best results for concentration, etc., etc. So it's just a little bit of AI to make your life much easier. Obviously, data, quantitative and qualitative, that is a whole other ball game on itself. But there is some resources here as well for you. And yeah, that's it. That's my presentation.
Thank you so much, Renice. It was awesome.
Does anybody have any questions or any suggestions on AI that you use in your daily practices or anything?
So you can either raise your hand and unmute, or you can type in the chat box. Melissa, would you be able to make your slides available
Yes,
as well?
I also let me just quickly.
You got a lot of interesting links there.
I also just for if the links doesn't work on the slides, I also just quickly made an Excel sheet, and I was thinking maybe we can make the sheet available to everybody in the Metabolomics South Africa group, and then if they find any AI in the near future or in the future or whatever, if they're using it, they can maybe add it, and then we can all benefit from it. So I made this. We can maybe make it available for everybody to be able to use.
What do you think, Malati? Can we do that?
Yes, I think that can be managed. You can have an open live document,
Yes.
and then it can be updated. Might
Awesome.
need some regulation, but I'm not sure. But it's practically possible.
Yeah, I
Okay,
will
yeah.
I will send it to Prof. Shane after the presentation.
So I see Daniel has a question. Unmute, please, Daniel, and go ahead.
Hello, thank you for such an interesting presentation. I have a question, and I guess it's an open question to everyone. Maybe I come from the middle school age where I'm in between analog and digital, so I'm allowed to have the fears borne by everyone. So what do we think about the data that these AI tools are mining from us? And so for example, when it comes to copyright and all the background information processing and analyzing, how does it affect and how does it bite back to you at the end? And I think this is an open question, like people maybe can discuss. It doesn't have to be relevant to answer.
Melize, do you want to take that, or does anyone in the audience want to throw in their opinion of that?
Sorry, Prof. I just quickly had to change my headset again to be able to hear better. Can you quickly summarize the question for me?
Daniel?
Yes, so thank you. Hear me clearly now?
Yes.
So I was saying that I come from the generation in between analog, analog and digital. So sometimes I got fears on these new technologies coming up. And my fear is on the data that some of these tools are mining from us. Now that it is coming to the research, I think it's the core of information. How sure are we of the information that we give? How much do they take from us, and how will this information come back, maybe bite us? I'm talking about maybe copyright. I'm talking about maybe you are putting in, and then how is this information processed at the back and at the backside?
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting question. I I would lie to you if I would be able to tell you the correct answer or the most accurate answer, but I think something that we need to just keep in mind is something else that I've also seen is there is AI that can generate data for you from other papers and stuff like that. And I just don't know, you should be able to, I think that we need to watch out for those type of things. We need to not use papers like that in our research and stuff like that. And as for the copyrights and stuff, I have no idea where this is going, and there's probably gonna be a couple of laws later on implemented to be able to minimize copyright infringement and stuff like that. But yeah, that's basically what I think about it. Prof. Shane, do you have any opinions?
Yeah, the AI is developing so quickly that it's just running past all the rules and laws and censorships and regulations that were implemented for humankind. So we need to, at some point, stop and start applying these rules to the AI. But
Yes.
no one has actually done that yet.
Yeah, I think a big part of the machine learning is, or a big part of how it's been able to grow so fast is because there isn't really any restrictions right now. But it will be interesting to see where it's going. Okay, but as for in a chat, I see how do we have access to those links, please? Like I said, I will send the Excel sheet to Prof. Shane, and then they can maybe make it available on like a Google Drive or something for you guys. And then also, how do we incorporate all of these tools in our laptop? The only tools that have an app on your laptop is the Writeful, the one that you can integrate into your Word account to be able to just quickly edit there. And then also Mendeley Cite and stuff, but those are it works the same as like EndNote and those type of referencing or citation programs. The rest of them are all just links that you follow to their website, and it works on the website itself. I think some of them do have apps, but I haven't really downloaded the apps yet. I just usually use them on my browser. So you will just follow the links and it'll take you there. As for Writeful and Mendeley, they both have videos and stuff to show you how to incorporate them into your Word. Both of those you can incorporate into your Word.
Yeah, so I'm gonna create an online link for the Excel sheet for all the links in this talk, and we'll send out that that link for all the links to everyone. So it'll be online, it'll be available there for you to read, not to change, but for you to read and download and to use. So we'll make a plan to have everyone have access to it.
Yes.
So from my side, I've encouraged all my students to use Writeful to edit all their documents before sending it to me, because I would like to read the science on what they're talking about and not waste time on language editing and things like that. So more of the content than the aesthetics.
I wanted to ask, there was talk of plagiarism during the presentation, and in my school days that used to be heavily policed with how you had to, before you submitted, you had to get the certification that you had done proper referencing. And with the way AI is set up now, it looks like there will be a platform to do everything essentially for you, from narrowing down your literature search to the best wording and all of these things. Do we know how far along universities are with sort of, I guess, regulating how much of this you can incorporate into your work?
So it's quite interesting. I read an article the other day on plagiarism, and especially how universities approach the whole AI plagiarism situation. And for example, when I was an undergrad, we didn't really have like a lot of these ChatGPT, and like we didn't use it to do our assignments and everything. But like ChatGPT evolves, Turnitin and those type of programs that check for plagiarism also evolve. I know that they have added a AI detection program for Turnitin, so I think they also learn from each other, which is quite interesting. So
It's an anti-AI AR.
yes, so it's interesting to at least like see how it's being involved. But also I know in our university, at the Northwest University, they don't accept any form of AI assignments or anything. They heavily monitor it, and if you are found out to have used AI to do your assignment for you, then you get the same punishment as plagiarism. So that's why I said it's basically the same as plagiarism.
I can speak for the journals. A lot of them now are sending out disclaimers, or you have to make a note, yes or no, did I use AI assistance in this journal, in this manuscript for this journal? If you put no and they detect a pattern that's AI related, then they will reject your paper because you lied, basically.
Mm.
So they are
because
creating.
because I feel like there are some useful tools, right? Like
There
we
are
no longer
tools,
have to
yes.
read 10,000 journals to only use 60. If I can use AI to get to the 90, that will get me my 60, then that's a more efficient use of my time.
Yes.
So is it more of a question of declaring all the tools that you used in your thesis or your submissions, or is it more you have to sort of be careful how efficient you get, because you might fall into the trap of using something that later comes back to say, like it was said in the chat there that Turnitin will pick up the use of AI. So even though you used it and you used it responsibly, how then is there a balance where you say, I did use this tool, but I used it responsibly? Sort of tough to gauge.
Well, there's an AI language. So like Melize said right in the beginning, it's a very formal language that they pick up to see what the AI generates. Is it AI generated text, or is it human generated text? The tools, I mean, we use Word, Excel, Grammarly. We do search on different search platforms. Those are all tools that we don't have to disclose. So they are continuously used in the background, but we mustn't use the AI to generate text and results and rely upon that.
Yeah.
They must help us to get to that point, make it easier for us to identify the research gap and then focus on that.
I think
That's fair.
it's also like a big part of that is also to keep yourself in check, and then also to realize that you shouldn't as a researcher be as reliant on on these AI tools that you can't do it yourself. You should be able to write yourself and everything. So a lot of the time what I do is I will still write my lit review myself. I will still paraphrase myself and everything, and then afterwards I will go in with like the AI tools with the rightful and everything, just to see, obviously to get my grammar and stuff also fixed and everything. But I don't want to be reliant on these tools. They are there to help me, but not to. Unfortunately, that's not how all of the researchers will think. I think a lot of people will use this as a way to publish 20 papers in a year. But like Prof. Shane said, there is also some pushback from the journals to stop this as well. So I think as AI go on and just evolve, we need to evolve with it, but we also, like I said, need to keep ourselves in check, because obviously the human component in research can't be replaced with AI. But yeah, I think just don't get trapped in that hole of now you are reliant on AI and you can't do it yourself anymore. I think that's a very important thing to just keep in mind.
Okie dokie. Are there any other questions from the audience? That was a very interesting presentation, very good presentation. Melize, it gave us a lot to think about. Lots of links people want to go explore, to use as tools, hopefully. Just remember that disclaimer, use as tools. So we will share that link to all the other links at some point, so everyone can then have access to it.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much, Melize. We appreciate your input and your sharing your passion on AI with us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Hope everyone has a good long Easter break. We'll see you afterwards.
Thank you, Prof.
Cheers.
Bye.